just being ghosted, slash like stood up on knees. It's funny. It's sad. But here was my paycheck. So if you're a male, please leave me alone in 2022. Anyway, I'm just gonna go and get drunk somewhere else.
Exactly, man. It's wild how some women just can't handle rejection, but guys, we get ghosted left and right. And you don't see us making a scene or crying into a camera about it. We just move on, no drama. Honestly, instead of turning on the waterworks, maybe she should switch up her approach and start dating different types of guys who are actually interested in her for real. Not just the bad boys or those who are clearly pleased with. It's not that complicated. If you keep running into the same issues, it's time to rethink the type of men you're going for. Let's move on to the next clip.
So when my husband found out that I had been cheating, I really honestly felt like he wouldn't care. He didn't care about trying to save our marriage previously beforehand. And so I honestly thought that we would just split and there'd be no hard feelings and we'd co-parent with our daughter and everything would be good. And that's not quite the way it worked out.
Man, it's crazy how some people fail to see the bigger picture when they make selfish choices. This woman really thought her husband wouldn't care. That's delusional. What's worse is she didn't even consider how her actions would impact her own daughter. She ended up tearing apart her entire family just because she wanted to chase temporary thrills. It's tragic her need to sleep around cost her everything, and now she's left with the consequences. These kinds of decisions don't just hurt her, they affect everyone involved, especially the innocent ones who didn't ask for this chaos. Let's move on to the next clip.
Okay, that's it. No more dating apps. No more texting. No more FaceTiming. No more long distance. No more online anything. I'm done. From now on, if I happen to meet somebody, like at the grocery store or in some normal, healthy freaking way, and we have normal conversation and normal, can I get your number, and normal, go out on a date, then I'm open to that. But everything else can suck it. Yeah.
It's wild that she really thought jumping back into the dating scene at 55 would be easy. The belief that the grass is always greener on the other side led her straight into a rude awakening. At that age, she's not only competing with younger, more attractive women, but she's also realizing that men aren't chasing after someone with that kind of baggage. Now she's resorting to all these tricks and thirst traps, hoping to catch a man's attention. But it's clear that it's not working. The fact that she's admitting she's only good for being someone's friend with benefits is sad but telling. It's like she thought she could step out of her marriage and have her pick of the dating pool, only to realize that her options are much slimmer than she imagined. It's a harsh lesson in consequences. Let's move on to the next clip.
I just got so tired of first dates that weren't going anywhere. Nothing was working out, nothing was happening, and I didn't want a one-night stand. I wanted like a 3-night stand or a 5-night stand. So I took a different approach through Tinder. I found someone, the profile seemed to match kind of what I was looking for. I messaged him, we talked. I said, what are you looking for? He's like, I'm a busy single dad, but you know, like life's short, I'm open to whatever. And I said, look, here's what I'm looking for. And I told him, like, someone who's not currently seeing anybody else, you know, to have preferably more than one time with. And it just all worked out so great. And for as long as it lasts, I'm just going to enjoy it and be super happy about it. Yay!
It's really alarming how many women cheer on decisions like this when it's obvious that chasing that same old thrill from their teenage goal. They're going after the chads, reliving the days of bouncing from guy to guy. And it's no surprise that men are pulling away from marriage now, who would want to commit when they know that at any moment, a woman could just bail because she's bored or wants to relive her glory days. These women may look happy on the outside, but deep down, they know they've traded genuine connection and stability for something fleeting. Friends with benefits title isn't going anywhere, and eventually the reality sets in. This woman in particular chose temporary excitement over her marriage, thinking it would bring her happiness. But now she's stuck playing a role that won't lead to anything meaningful. And it's exactly what happens when someone puts their personal thrill-seeking above everything else hurting not just the husband, but the kids too. Selfish decisions like this have ripple effects that go far beyond just her happiness. Let's move on to the next clip.
With you. I have girlfriends in marriages right now who have settled with the nice, safe, secure guy we weren't all that attracted to. We didn't really want that much. We didn't have any chemistry with. We had meh sex with because we had to. Because the guy we actually felt passion and chemistry for doesn't want us or makes us so emotionally unhinged and erratic that we can't look ourselves in the mirror anymore. Normally, those guys that we settle for don't make it happen. To us, it's like, well, damn, if you're putting up with it, well, okay, cool. If you're still here, cool. When you want to go, that's fine. But in the meantime, I got no one else. You're here to give it. Cool. I accept. But my God, I see how pathetic you are, and I will definitely use that to my advantage. We'd leave you in a heartbeat if someone better came along. We're settling with you.
Exactly, man. Some of these women will chase after the Chads and Tyrones all day long, while overlooking the nice guys who would genuinely treat them right. It's not about being too nice, though. It's about being aware of how some people can take advantage of that kindness. Before jumping into a serious relationship, you've got to be sure that the person validly standard for who you are, not just what you can provide. Look, you might just end up getting played, used, or taken on a ride that leaves you drained and questioning your worth. Being selective isn't just about protecting yourself, it's about making sure you're investing your time and energy into someone who is kind. It deserves it. Stay sharp. Let's move on to the next clip.
Hi, Linda. So obviously every situation is different. My marriage died a very long, slow death over the course of several years. And there wasn't any one particular thing that made me say, it's over. I just knew it was over. It took a long time for me to accept that fact. Long time. And I tried to leave a few times, and I got very, very depressed and ended up going back home. But I think for me, when I knew it was over, like I had to get on with my life, was when I was like so sick with depression and anxiety and so unhappy, and just made the decision to take my life back. And I knew it would be hard, and I knew that I would get through it after all the pain, and that's what it took. So, yeah.
Exactly, man. Destroying a marriage just for personal happiness shows how skewed priorities can get. A marriage is about commitment through thick and thin, not just chasing fleeting feelings of happiness. People forget that the for better or worse part is crucial. There are always going to be ups and downs, and when things aren't going smoothly, that's when the real work begins. It's frustrating because, like you said, she didn't mention trying to fix anything or putting in effort to communicate with her husband. Instead, she opted for the quick fix, seeking excitement elsewhere. And now, after 28 years of marriage, she's reduced to being someone's temporary plaything, settling for less while thinking she's winning in some way. It's tragic to watch someone throw away something so meaningful for the illusion of happiness that won't last. A waste indeed. Let's move on to the next clip.
I find it so hilarious when guys are like, I just want a traditional woman. Okay, traditionally there was no sex before marriage, right? Traditionally, she would be getting assets before you get ass.
Well, of course. But obviously the times have changed. Things aren't the same as it were back then. Women aren't the same as they were back then. And men are just adapting to the game.
Exactly, man. Times have definitely changed, and the whole dynamic has shifted. Back in the day, marriage and commitment were seen as a lifelong journey, with both sides putting in the effort. Now it feels like everything's so disposable, especially relationships. Women today, in many cases, have different priorities, and the traditional values that used to hold marriages together don't seem to resonate the same way. Let's move on to the next clip.
When does it get better? You my medicine. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. I hate the facts. I fall apart for boys that don't even deserve me. Not even. This isn't fair. But I'm so hopelessly in love with him.
Man, it's like they're stuck in this endless loop of chasing after the same type of guys who aren't serious about them. These women keep going after the Chads and Tyrones because they're drawn to the thrill, the excitement. But then they hit a certain point where that lifestyle catches up to them, and suddenly they realize those same guys aren't sticking around. By the time they figure it out, it's too late. They've passed on the genuine guys who actually had long-term potential, the nice guys who would have treated them with respect and loyalty. But now those guys are either taken or smart enough to steer clear of women who only come around when their options start running thin. It's ironic though, right? Let's move on to the next clip.
When a relationship ends between two people, you part ways. And that also means that you are both going to be at different levels in your processing of the grief, of the death of what once was, and all of that. And even months or years later, there can be certain triggers that pop up and you're like, whoa, I thought I dealt with that shit. Do not go back into the story that you want them or miss them or can't make it without that other person. Oftentimes what those triggers are trying to show you is that there's something unresolved within you that you need to address. And for me, watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to.
You hit the nail on the head. This woman clearly sabotaged her own life and relationship. Instead of supporting her man, she was holding him back, possibly out of jealousy or insecurity. Like you said, sometimes the closest person to you can be your biggest hater, silently rooting for your downfall. And when she finally pulled the plug on the marriage, she didn't even think about the consequences. She just let her feelings take the wheel, and now she's dealing with the fallout. She thought she'd be better off without him, but now she's struggling to figure out how to keep things together. Let's move on to the next clip.
I don't know, I just feel like every woman needs to have a point in her life where she's just single. Like, I decided to just be single. I'm 21 and I decided to just be single and like just enjoy being single. Like, enjoy being in my 20s single, doing whatever I want and just being happy. Like, I'm not about to let no man be stressing me at 9 o'clock in the morning. No.
What she's really saying is that she's more interested in exploring her options and living that multiple dudes lifestyle while she's still young and in demand. But here's the kicker: if her actual goal is marriage, she's going about it all wrong. The reality is, once you hit your 30s and start thinking about settling down, the dating pool shrinks, and it's a whole different game. Let's move on to the next clip.
Another dud, you guys. Another fucking dud. Oh my god. At least this one wasn't an asshole. It started off pretty good, and I thought, okay, maybe for like 10 minutes. But he never stopped talking about himself. And when he would ask me a question, he wouldn't wait for the answer. He would just start talking again. I never even got to talk. He didn't ask me about myself, didn't listen. Just really bad social skills, you know. He wasn't a jerk. He just was fucking stupid or, you know, whatever. So here I am. Alone forever. Maybe that's best. I don't know. Is that best?
You can tell right away why her marriage crumbled. She's always looking for the tiniest things to pick apart. Instead of working through challenges, she just taps out, and that's a sure recipe for failure. Honestly, the guy's probably living his best life now that she's out of the picture. And you're spot on if you just sit back and let them talk. They'll reveal everything you need to know. Women will drop red flags left and right if you're paying attention. It's all about staying sharp as a man and catching those warning signs before things go south. Too many guys miss that, and then they wonder how they ended up in a bad situation. Let's move on to the next clip.
Hi, friends. Hey, I want to reach out to those of you who are going through a divorce, who are separated, who are contemplating separation. I've been there. I don't encourage divorce. I also don't encourage staying in an unhappy marriage. My marriage fell apart.
Listen up. This isn't just entertainment for you to scroll through mindlessly. This is a wake-up call. I want you to observe carefully and learn from what I'm sharing because I don't want you to go through the same pain and betrayal I did. Every story you hear, every lesson I share is a piece of armor against the games these women play. If you've got experiences of your own, if you face the heartbreak, the lies, the manipulation, don't stay silent. Share it in the comments or email me directly. Your story could be the lifeline that helps another brother avoid the same fate. Together we can build a fortress of knowledge and strength. So don't just watch, engage, share, and let's learn from each other. This is how we break the cycle.
And for years and years, I couldn't face the truth. Neither of us could. And we stayed together far too long, and I became severely depressed and anxious, and it was really a horrible, horrible time. And I just didn't have the strength to leave, and when I finally did, I fell apart again. I think I'm crying because of the memories of that hard time, but now, believe me, friends, there's so much happiness waiting for you on the other side. You just kind of go through the pain to get there. And I'm actually very happy.
You can see it in her eyes and hear it in her voice. She's not happy at all. Sure, she's trying to act like she's okay with being someone's friends with benefits, but deep down, we all know that's not what she truly wants. And you're right, those feelings creep in, and when they do, it's only a matter of time before things blow up. Women can't handle those kinds of situations long term, no matter how much they try to convince themselves otherwise. What's even worse is that she'll hop on camera and encourage other women to blow up their marriages too. Let's move on to the next clip.
Memorial Day weekend is coming, and I don't have any plans. And that makes me kind of sad. I get a little jealous when I see these people packing up their trucks and heading up to the mountains. The last several years of my marriage, we stopped having fun. We certainly didn't go camping on Memorial Day weekend because the crowds. I want a crowd. I want to be stuck in traffic with a car full of people. I want to complain about the campers next door that are being loud. I want to be the camper being loud till 1 a.m. or 10. And yeah, there's a man in this scenario. And he's baiting my hook because he knows I don't like that part. And sex in a tent. Hello. And I'll cram my fat ass into a bathing suit because life is too short to care what people think about me. We'll sit around the campfire laughing and telling stories. And then Morgan Wallen comes on and I'm not the only one singing. And then we'll all head home sunburned. So I guess the question is, what do I need to do to get that back in my life? Okay, so I went on my date. It was nice. He was nice. It was a good date, like nothing wrong or anything. You know, I enjoyed his company and all, but not a love connection. It's just not really my type. So, what are you gonna do? Don't know till you try it.
If you listen closely, it becomes crystal clear her marriage fell apart because she was seeking attention outside the relationship, not because of anything her husband did. And now, after 28 years of marriage, she's bouncing between failed dates and being someone's casual fling at 55. That's not something to be proud of or an accomplishment in any way. Instead of chasing after the next relationship or quick thrill, she really should be focusing on how to communicate and treat people better. The way you talk to others and handle your emotions when things go sideways is critical for any relationship, whether it's a marriage or even just casual dating. Let's move on to the next.
Benefits of dating one person at a time versus multiple people in early stages of dating. I think if you can, you should date multiple people.
Nasty.
In the early stages of dating. Why? Because I've had so many women come to me, like they meet a guy today. They'll email me later today. Gina, I met somebody. Take me out of your database. And I'm like, really? Yes, met this guy. And then a week later, they're like, it didn't work out. Oh, of course not. I mean, you can't put your eggs in one basket so soon, especially for women, because we get so excited when he's cute and we like him.
Just stop.
It's hard to believe that people are promoting dating multiple partners as if it's a healthy or normal thing. It's not just about morals, though that's a huge part of it, but it creates so much emotional chaos. Especially for women, who, as you said, tend to catch feelings quicker. Imagine juggling feelings for multiple guys at once. It's a recipe for confusion, heartbreak, and drama. When someone's playing with multiple people's emotions, it's bound to catch up with them eventually. You see it happening already, people getting hurt, relationships breaking down. It's not something anyone should be recommending, especially not to women who, let's face it, often get the short end of the stick when it comes to this kind of game. Let's move on to the next.
Are you packing my shit?
Yeah,
Why?
because I busted you cheating on me.
Where am
You
I
with me?
supposed to go?
Come on, I got you.
Watching where I'm stepping.
Yep. Wait. All right, watch out. Watch out.
Watch where.
Hang on. Okay,
Like,
I know it's kind of silly.
Going on.
All right, step up. All right.
Okay.
Come on in. Come on in.
Okay.
All right, hold my hand. Take my hand. Cover your eyes.
My eyes are covered.
All right. Come on.
I'm coming.
Well, no peeking.
I'm not peeking.
Okay, come on. Harley, you just calm down.
Watch your thing.
Okay, a little bit further. Okay. Happy birthday to
Am
you.
I supposed to let my...
Yeah, you can look now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
What
dear
is going
Bianca. Happy birthday to you. Hey, babe.
Are you packing my shit?
Yeah,
Why?
because I busted you cheating on me.
This woman thought she could play games and still get rewarded. Talk about a wake-up call. Loyalty deserves loyalty, but if you're out there testing the waters while someone's giving their all, don't be surprised when you end up with a rude awakening. Most men wouldn't dare to pull a move like that, but maybe they should. Choosing yourself is crucial in relationships, especially when you've been disrespected. This guy showed her that actions have consequences, and sometimes the best gift is the lesson learned. It's a powerful reminder that loyalty should be mutual, and if it's not, it's time to walk away and prioritize your own worth. Let's move on to the next.
I finally let go. Oh my gosh, you have no idea what it feels like. To just finally let go. I forgive him. I'm so thankful for him. Even the bad, because man, if I didn't experience it, I wouldn't even know who I would be. Because of him, I love myself more. Because of him, I learned about myself. Because of him, I was able to heal and understand my shadow work and to fix the things that I contributed to the marriage.
If you haven't heard, I'm going through a divorce. And divorce is a lot like death. I've experienced a lot of that in my life. You have to grieve and you have to get some grasp on understanding. And on Monday, we will have been married 14 years. We will have been together in April for over 20. And as weird as this may sound, it's almost like I'm grieving and mourning the brother-sister aspect of our relationship or the friendship aspect more than the romantic aspect. Because if you know anything about Disney movies, Ohana means family, and family's forever, especially the family you pick. If I run out of gas on the side of the interstate and I call him, no matter how many times I call, no matter how sad I am, no matter how alone I am, he's not coming. And he's told me that, and he's shown me that. And I'm having the hardest time accepting that. He's not my family anymore. Where am I going to be buried? Who's going to bury me? That's the hard part. The unconditional love wasn't unconditional. And he doesn't want to be my family. He doesn't care about me, no matter how mad he gets at me or aggravated like he used to, because it's not unconditional. That's the hardest part. Losing my family. Losing my friend. I don't need another slow kiss or a love song dedicated to me. I need someone to show up with a gas can when I run out of gas. I miss having a best friend.
Let's call it what it is. This woman's missing the financial security, plain and simple. She's suddenly regretting her choices now that the kindness she took for granted has run dry. It's selfish to drain someone's generosity without ever giving back. And honestly, there's always more to the story when someone's singing the blues like this. She probably overlooked all the small gestures and sacrifices her husband made, focusing instead on her own desires. Vows. They mean nothing when one partner is out seeking attention elsewhere. For men, the ultimate treasure is peace of mind, and if a woman can't provide that, what's the point? The reality is harsh, but sometimes it takes a hard lesson for them to realize what they've lost. Let's move on to the next.
I got you on video right here. Cheated? No. Look at this shit, bro. Straight up caught you cheating on me, bro. Look at this shit. Chill? What do you mean? I caught you cheating on me. Hey! Chill, what? What do you gotta say? What do you gotta say? What do you gotta say? You've been cheating on me this whole time. Holy fuck, what? Bro, I got this whole thing on video. I cannot wait to show this to everybody.
Seriously, what was her excuse? It's not like her mouth was full, just a classic case of wanting to play the victim. But here's the real kicker: this man has faced adversity, and he'll rise from this stronger than ever. Sometimes you need to hit rock bottom, crawl your way back up, and let those hard knocks be the fuel that ignites your transformation. This experience, it's not just a setback, it's a powerful motivator. It's time for him to channel that pain into self-improvement and come back even better. Let's move on to the next.
I feel like as a female, if y'all not exclusive, you can date other people. Like, girl, don't be me. I be putting all my eggs in one basket too early. Like, I don't know why I can't date multiple people, but baby, I'm about to start. Okay? Because y'all don't be acting right and I be leaving the wrong niggas alone. You know what I'm saying? Date them all, sis. You ain't gonna know what you like until you start dating them all. And that's where I fucked up. That's where I fucked up. Now look at me. Went from 2 Valentines to 0 Valentines this year. What the fuck?
How can anyone expect to be exclusive when they're juggling a whole roster of partners? It's like trying to build a meaningful connection while running a marathon, totally counterproductive. If you're seeing 20 different guys, how on earth are you supposed to develop genuine feelings for just one? It's literally impossible. This mindset not only confuses their own emotions, but sets these women up for failure in their relationships. You can't cultivate something real when you're spreading yourself so thin. It's time to get real and focus on quality over quantity if you want to experience true intimacy. Look, I know what you're going through. The games, the lies, the cheating. I've been there, betrayed, manipulated, left to pick up the pieces. I built this community because I refused to let that be my story anymore. And now I'm here for you, just like the other brothers standing with you. This isn't just another video. This is your escape from the madness, a place where you'll find men who've been through the exact same thing. I see you, brother. And when you join us, I'll be there, your real friend, ready to help you fight back and rise stronger. Hit that subscribe button, join the brotherhood, and stop playing their game. Welcome to Protective Perspective, where men take back their power.